You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Viewers, of course, with me at the studio, I do with Mr. Abdul Karim we are the Director Strategic Communication and the spokesperson at the Office of National Security (ONS). He with me at the studio for can talk on a range of issues we get for do with security in the country, but with specific focus, we look at the Salon Guinea border, and as recent time we don't get speculations, this rumor we don't go around. For the past couple of years, we Saloon and Guinea began get a little bit confrontation with regards to certain portion or certain boundaries between the two countries there, as the two countries then they claim ownership of that side we get for do with Yenga. But of course, I do the right person I also people can provide you updates with regards to this and with the latest happenings in the security sector and how best on the try for interface with the Guinean authority then for ensuring and put that issue to rest. Good morning and welcome to a special edition.
Good morning and thank you for getting me happy for there. Thank you very much.
Alright, quickly, I want to take you up to speed on the issues of security. Now look at the Salon Guinea border, how it don't tell because recently we understand say authorities then from Sierra Leone and that of Guinea they come together for a fair way as to how they will address these issues we get to do it boundary between the two countries.
Okay, so important to start off by saying that the relationship between Sierra Leone and Guinea now one very cordial. The two sister republics don't deal with each other in good and bad times. I mean, if we go back and outline the list along as to how we don't support Guinea, how Guinea don't support we, whether not attending during the war or attending during difficulties where they confront, or telling the Guinea said if it's difficulties or only in the situations where they need support, we always don't render that one day. Then at the bilateral level, on the ground, the areas the way na border crossing points, the people already now on either ends of the borders. Now one day we closely united, then culturally affiliated with each other. Now almost one and the same people, you can only distinguish them by being Guinean or being Sierra Leonean. So many speak the same language, they carry the same culture, intermarriage don't take place. Some people are in a salon, but in Guinea do most of the business, and vice versa. So with that kind of relationship there, it transcend beyond anything we have to do with considerations relating to the ownership of a portion of land. In the quest or desire or commitment of the countries, them two governments, for ensuring we further strengthen that existing bilateral relationship. In 2023, 2 years down the line, the governments of Sierra Leone and the Republic of Guinea they constitute a joint technical committee for the border reaffirmation. Now the realization see the borders the whole they talk about, not to Salon or Guinea been draw them, meaning not to we as a current generations have been draw them. Rather than with colonial masters and that have been draw them. France in the case of Guinea and Britain in the case of Sierra Leone. And so over time, them borders have already been drawn so physically demarcate them, they're intangible now. Some the border lines have been determined them by natural division, either rivers, streams or towns and villages. With time, then towns and villages efface. With time, even some of the rivers then dry up. Or the trees, or whether a cotton tree or any big tree let me back say Naya Salon get or Naya Guinea begin and that kind of thing, they all fade off. So with that kind of reality day, we begin forget tensions. So governments in the past don't make several efforts for ensuring they resolve them concerns there for the benefits of both countries, and particularly for the benefits of the people or the population we reside at their community then. So they set up this joint technical committee. We get a membership drawn from the relevant institutions, now Guinea and Sierra Leone, for find all peaceful means for ensuring they resolve these stating problems. Uh, this mandate wey the committee get, it is in line with the African Union border program and desire for resolve all border concerns across Africa, in this case between Sierra Leone and the Republic of Guinea. We also dey in line with a treaty wey Salone and Guinea dey sign in 1974. They call it the Non-Aggression Treaty. Wey mean say anytime wey Salone and Guinea get any issue relating to misunderstanding, the countries are under obligation by law for resolve am using non-violent means. We also dey in line with the provisions, the 15th protocol of ECOWAS, wey talk say people wey reside on either ends of the countries therefore be allowed for move freely or settle and do business in any of the countries without any let of hindrance. So with all of these in mind, when issues relating to border infractions or border concerns come up, the government more than ever will show commitments for say let me resolve the problems and find a permanent solution unto them. So that made it from this technical committee. In Salone, just like in Guinea, they get people from mainstream security actors, the police, the military, the ONS providing the overall coordination. We get people drawn from the judiciary. We get people drawn from the academic world, Fabi College in this case for the National Archives. We get people drawn from the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Ministry of Local Government, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, the Ministry of Information and Communication. The same team we get now replicated in Guinea. So, Madam even call and joint technical committee. So, whatever we do and jointly for ensure say, in line with our mandate, we will for achieve the purpose for which they create that committee day for. And over the period, since they constitute that committee day, they don't embark in several activities. One of them, now for inaugurate that committee day in Guinea. And that will happen on the very year when they inaugurate that, when they constitute that committee. And in all of these efforts, the African Union border program, supported by GIZ, the German corporation, and we provide the arbitration. So it means that not only day between we and Guinea, it means that we get million people who support the efforts, because the African Union now the umbrella body for all organizations, for all countries across Africa. So in November, between October and November 2024, last year specifically, this joint technical committee then go into further actions. And the actions here, now before engage the communities them, we reside by the borders. We engage 6 communities, 3 from Sierra Leone and 3 from Guinea. Starting from down Cambia, go on to Falaba, and go on to Kailaum as a case may be, because of the entire stretch of that borderline there. It will interest you for not say, even though Yenga are the most prominent of the issues relating to border concerns between Sierra Leone and Guinea, we also get other areas where we get concerned over, where Guinea also get concerned over. So we're not only talking about Yenga, it's talking about the entire borderline. The efforts are for redemarcate, really affirm, now we could call them a joint technical committee for the reaffirmation of the borders between Sierra Leone and Guinea. For reaffirm means you want for verify. Which side they say this day, we go the day and you say this was still the day. Or we go there again. Now we means lawfully between the two countries, and then we erect that kind of thing. Salone gets here, Guinea gets here, as a case may be. After that engagement with the communities for talk about cohesion, for talk about peaceful cohabitation, for strengthening the bond we exist between them. Recently, specifically last month, March 23rd on to 27th, this joint technical committee again meets now Kailaum near Yenga for further the discussions around the measures that will be taken for resolve that kind of thing. Waiting the team do as part of in terms of reference now that meeting day now for bring can documents to the table from Sierra Leone and Guinea. So Salone, we get all of the documents here. We speak to what we think now we write to this border
Okay.
Guinea bring kind of young documents. After we don't collect them documents and we sort them out, we analyze them, and we categorize them into three parts. We look at administrative documents, we look at cartographic documents, then maps them, we will show the physical demarcations, and we look at the legal documents. This way they talk about treaties, the laws we exist, we actually pinpoint on waiting for happen by law. So among the things that we talk about, we look at the maps them. Madame could be bring out from college an expert, a Dr. Eusebia Kanu, and in counterpart na Guinea. Then we sit down a committee and analyze all of the maps that we Salon present and all of the maps that we Guinea present. Maps of towns, maps of villages, maps of both countries. We analyze and we look at the coordinates and then decide, say, oh no, this map here is not too relevant to this discourse. So let's put it aside. Well, then maps are relevant to this discourse. Let's put that. In all, in totality, both Guinea and Sierra Leone present 15 maps, and they accept all of their maps and the maps of villages, towns, the countries, as the case may be. Then the legal team will look at the legal documents or any document where it be considered it gets semblance of legality, Panam. Legality in the sense a binding by law.
Okay.
So this committee will look at various treaties. It will interest you for not see it tell like we could really masters with the visit they can't here. See there could be the possibility for letting border lines to be intangible. And therefore for letting resolve them, let we put law for commit both countries them into taking action following due process. So in 1895, Salon and Guinea they signed up to a treaty. Then tell them that be France, Guinea, and Britain, Sierra Leone. Yeah. And sign up to that then treaties, series of treaties. We talk about the borderline between Sierra Leone and Guinea, starting from the Melekule River, go on to Falaba, go on to Kailahun, outside the border area, stop between Guinea and Sierra Leone. We talk about all of the coordinates. But further to the most critical one, in 1912, September 4th, I think, to be specific, they signed up to a treaty we refer to as the 1912 treaty between the Commissioner of France and the Colonial Secretary of Britain.
Okay. And
they signed that treaty day in Paris on 4th September 1912 for talk specifically about the ownership of River Makona and waiting for happen at the Makona River. Makona River, for the information of the public, is located between Salon and Guinea on the Kailahun axis, specifically Kisiteng, the Salon part, okay, and Nongowa, the Guinean part, the Greek region. It talks in the River Makona, where they located about 3 miles off Yenga town. So it belongs to Guinea. However, that river, every Sierra Leonean, all Sierra Leoneans, get rights for do anything and everything freely. Whether not fishing, whether navigation, transportation, and that kind of thing, without any let or hindrance. Just like how the Guinean get right.
Okay.
But it talks in the treaty for that talks in, I think the articles 5 or 8 there about. It talks about if any one powner want to do any hydrological development on this river, you get for be bilateral. You get for the Guinea and Sierra Leone government meeting and agreeing on that decision day. So that will be clear. And during the war, when the war began in 1992, because of the threats of rebels bringing the activities onto Nongowa, when a stone throw from Kisiteng, in the Tinapu by the river, you see Nongowa. Unlike Kisiteng, Usai, the village is very small from the river. Nongowa, as it crosses the bank, so you drop Nongowa tongue. You begin it on right and left, unlike we own partner. So the Guinean authorities have been concerned. So when they come for support we in the war effort, they support we, one taking into consideration their own interest and taking into consideration the interest of Sierra Leoneans. So they ask that they be based in a village we call Yenga, where they uphill small, where they make them foresee whatever activities anybody in a dissident or for do on either the Guinean side or either na the Sierra Leonean side. So Yenga strategically located for that kind today. So they can put war tanks a day. And that the position it will help a lot for pursuing the war. It make the RUF rebels so they get a foothold on that particular part there. So but after the war, we find out the issues begin surface. It begin surface in the sense they appear like say the GAF personnel them, the Guinean armed forces personnel when they come, they don't have to go back and relinquish the place because of its strategic nature. But in 2004, His Excellencies President Ahmad Tijan Kaba and President Lansana Conte, they will meet na Conakry and discuss several issues relating to a bilateral relationship, the friendliness, the brotherhood with the executive in Sierra Leone. And that issue of Yenga, they come out clearly. They reiterate in that meeting there, and that we culminated to the signing of an agreement between the two countries, the two heads of states. For say, whilst River Makona, referencing the 1912 treaty, belongs entirely to France Guinea, but the village of Yenga belongs to Sierra Leone. Lansana Conte president, late President Lansana Conte signed up to that. Okay. The late President Ahmad Tijan Kaba signed up to that. But after that signature day, after that agreement day, well, the tensions be simmer down and that kind of thing until recently when Yenga resurface again. Right. But the effort currently what they make, not only for resolve Yenga, but for resolve all other border infractions, so that we and Guinea will continue for peacefully coexist, because we need this better than any other thing. No aspect of division, no go for putting apart, because the trade ties really between we and Guinea now one the way top notch.
Alright, Mr. Will, with this marathon explanation, you don't give a historic background of the border area. But there's this concern maybe don't they come off late from the public now that they understand, say, according to rumor, the Saloon government we don't get agreements with the Guinean authorities and they don't sell that portion to the Guinean authorities. Only big clarification.
Interesting. It will be interesting for not to now that allegation they come up. Mm-hmm. I reference the 2004 agreement between President Ahmad Tijan Kaba of blessed memory and President Lansana Conte of blessed memory in Guinea. You can't say they don't sell Yenga to Guineans. You know, as bizarre and shocking that was, the authorities think it's important for them to resolve the issue once and for all, so they put that rumor to dust. I mean, I don't think say any government go out for go that part there. Not true. Okay. It's far from the reality. I don't hear publications on social media where people they lie with impunity. That they don't sell, in fact, in the quote figures even. That they don't sell them and that kind of thing. And, so, what we have to assure the public about now that the efforts Sierra Leone make now. Now, when we fully supported by the government of Sierra Leone and Guinea, for ensure we resolve that one day and put them to rest once and for all. And when we want to resolve that one day, everybody making presence felt to say supposed for be felt. I mean, you know wrong for the Guinean troops and Sierra Leonean troops and counterpart for co-deploy na border communities.
Alright, Mr.
Border deployment na for ensure.
Mr. Willas, there are two countries there. They battle over that particular border surrounding there. The Sierra Leoneans they will live with the status of now.
So before now, tensions have been there. Not to among the civilian population. The point ought to be made. Not to among the civilian population. Like I tell you, people already know they come na Salon on a daily basis. People already na Yenga, Kisiteng. When they go na Guinea on a daily basis. The business, they flow this and that kind of thing. So sometimes it can be the security forces were deployed. And if you want for take advantage of the business community, take money from them in terms of taxation and that kind of thing. So then minor tensions and maybe exist. But over time, with the intervention, given the commitment of both countries, the tensions they don't simmer down. And when people will try them they stop for them do farming, they don't do this and that kind of thing. Then they allow to go about the normal activities. And they are doing so without any disruption whatsoever. We expect say when we resolve that one day, that kind continue brotherly relationship. You say somebody will come on a Guinea and can't do farming in a salon, or somebody will come on a salon and go do farming in Guinea. It will continue to happen because I don't want it. They need if even in country I share a boundary with a chiefdom, belong to chiefdom, either possibly not chiefdom be. Now the practice that if I don't get enough land for doing farming, I can cross over to the neighboring chiefdom and do the farming. No problem, no wouldn't be at all. As long as they understand, they clearly say, Namina you host, Namina a landlord, Nami go na the farm, and that kind of thing. No matter what you pull out of the, as long as because issues of border ownership, now issues of territorial integrity, now issues of sovereignty. So no matter how small, how unviable the land portion be, you have to forget them because it is yours. Okay. If you give them onto anybody, now like a selling you bad right. So not to true say Yenga don't be sold, not to true say any portion of the land don't be sold. Because the reality that by law, these are existing in all of the boundaries that exist in all of the coordinates. The only thing we will consider that some of the positions and demarcations they no longer exist because of natural events. So I'm thinking because we didn't one as alone, some villages that disintegrate, they're completely wiped out, they're not doing again. So if you don't use a village, say for example, village A, or say these are the boundary between Salon and Guinea. If that really don't exist again, then it's difficult for them to pinpoint which are actually the boundary.
Alright, and finally, Mr. Will, before I left you, as the government of Salon and una reading at the security aspect, don't make them kind strides there for ensure say una lay this matter to rest. Whose assurance you go and give to the public say this matter it will be resolved once and for all?
I want to assure the public that with the current commitment and the involvement of both countries, and particularly supported by the African Union border program, we will therefore get this matter laid to rest once and for all. The overall expectation that when was this done be concluded, when this effort done be concluded, we have to sign up, we recommend as a technical committee for now we sign up to a new treaty. We now will be treaty between Salon now and Guinea now, for now demarcate the boundaries physically. So it will be again treaty of 1895, treaty of 1912, it will be treaty signed now, ratified by the parliament of both countries. We also even now recommend say for further clarify any doubts, the committee can select a portion of members from each of the countries for go visit the archives, na Senegal, na France, and Great Britain, just so that the document will then present. We National Archives will also match up with the documents and again at the Colonial Archives of France, Senegal, or Great Britain. Senegal for Guinea because Guinea now be a commune of Senegal. When the West family they do administration, now the African countries then they select one particular tongue, one particular country, and make them the administrative hub, just like Salon may be for Ghana, for Nigeria, or even the Gambia. Now so Senegal will be for most French countries, West African countries, within that region, and Guinea are one of those.
Alright, thank you very much. Yenga Abdul Karim Will, Director of Strategic Communication and spokesperson for the the Office of National Security Awareness, will give you updates. With regards to the issue with the gun, that the Yenga boundary between Sierra Leone and Guinea, of course, you don't say we some of the strides them where the Salon government and authorities then don't make together with the Guinean authorities then. And according to them, it said that they're on constant engagement and they try for ensure say them put this whole situation to rest once and for all. Continue for the week we and Liberty Online Television as we can always bring to you the rightful authorities then for can talk on issues and give the information we need. Me and Mohamed Kamara.
For the news we dey around, log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staffs them everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, voices come. Hi yeah. Credibility, now we ability. News, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. Human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. Call on me, count on me anyhow. Liberty we ride, like a nigga we fly. Liberty TV day before. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Hi yeah, voices down. Hi yeah, give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. We human them, girl picking, there's a get the power. He count on me, he count on me anyhow. Give you the news, give you the views, the tell where you want them. Government issues, democracy, now we not the answer. The human them, God begin, let's get the power. You call on me, count on me anyhow. We speak free and fearless, inclusive journalism. Speak free